Hey, good morning, guys, and welcome on into another episode Getting Well with Terry and Friends, MLB Trends and Betting Picks. I'm Terry, ready to break down today's slate. Quite a few player props that I like today. I have one of my premium plays that I'm going to give out on the show as well. So we will go over those. First, to start off the show, if you didn't watch the NHL playoff preview show yesterday, it was a great show. The three guests that I had on were absolutely excellent. It was an awesome show. I couldn't have asked for the show to go any better. So go check that out to hear our opinions on each of the playoff series. I gave out three conference final conference winner bets as well as a Stanley Cup bet. So go check that all out in the NHL playoff preview show, which was just excellent. But we will jump into see what happened yesterday. Chicago White Sox, Philadelphia Phillies. Trey Turner over 1.5 bases, minus 105. A nice winner there. And we seem to be starting the slates off pretty well the last few days, and then things don't really go so well after that when it comes to player props, at least. So thank you, Trey Turner, for cashing there. Austin Riley wasn't able to get a hit in this game. Travis Deneau with 3 home runs in this game. He was hogging all the home runs and couldn't share with other people. So that was a little bit unfortunate. But Riley over 1.5 bases is a loser. Willie Adames and Sal Frelick both didn't hit their bases yesterday. So a bad day for player props. I did give out my premium play in this game, which was the Brewers money line. Extremely close, a lot closer than I kind of wanted. Um, Brewers up 1-0 the entire game. St. Louis ties it in the bottom of the ninth. And I'm thinking, oh, here we go. But the Brewers get the job done in the 10th inning. So a nice win there. And then Mookie Betts, who had just completely owned Sean Manaea, got some lineouts and just wasn't able to get the ball on the ground. So fortunate loss there. So overall, a losing night yesterday. But we will move on to today. Quite a few good games to talk about here on today's slate. And we'll start with the early one, the one that I have the most plays in. We've got the Tampa Bay Rays and the New York Yankees. Here in this one, Tampa Bay plus 114 to plus 121. The Yankees minus 131 to minus 135, 8.5s right across the board here in this game. Zach Eflin on the mound for Tampa Bay. Overall, 1-2 and 4 starts so far. Um, is coming off a very good game against the Angels. 6 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts. The game before that against the Angels, he gave up 9 hits, 5 earned runs with no walks and 5 strikeouts. So the Angels able to get the runs going there in the first start, not able to score in Eflin there in his last start. For the Yankees, Nestor Cortez on the mound, who had a great start against Miami, his only win so far this season, but then has given up 3 or 4 earned runs in his other 3 starts. 1 loss, 2 no decisions so far for him. Um, and looking at this one here, quite a few players that are doing really well right now that just happen to play well against Nestor Cortez. So we'll start with the 2 Tampa Bay props. I do have one for the Yankees as well. Ahmed Rosario, over 1.5 bases, plus 105. He's got a hit in 11 straight games, multiple bases in 5 of his last 7. He's just hitting the ball really well right now. He is 4 for 7 against Nestor Cortez with 2 home runs. So he's had a lot of success against Cortez. We'll take him here to get 2 bases in this game. Um, Andy Diaz, he's got a hit in 6 of his last 7 games, playing very well right now. He's 8 for 24 against Cortez with 3 doubles and 2 home runs. So Diaz, when he's hit Cortez, which he usually does, they are extra base hits. So we'll take Diaz here. 2 other Tampa Bay players that I don't have on the screen that are in the spreadsheet that I would use as parlay pieces for hits. Isaac Paredes, a hit in 14 of his last 17 games. He's 4 for 12 against Cortez with 2 home runs. A lot of these players hit home runs off Cortez. These Tampa Bay players. Harold Ramirez, a hit in 5 of his last 6 games, 3 for 13 against Cortez with a home run. So those are the players that I would look at for the Tampa Bay Rays. On the other side, we've got Juan Soto. And I'm kind of surprised that his basis prop is plus 130. I think that's a great price here for this one. He is 11 for 25 against Eflin with 2 doubles and 2 home runs. So he's hit Eflin well. Uh, Multiple bases in 5 of his last 8 games. A home run yesterday. Wouldn't talk anyone off sprinkling a home run prop on any of the 3 players that I mentioned here, as they all have multiple home runs against the pitcher that they're facing today. So could be a good home run game here between Tampa Bay and the New York Yankees. But for me, Rosario over 1.5 bases, Yandy Diaz over 1.5 bases, and Juan Soto over 1.5 bases for the Yankees. We'll move on along to our second game here, which is between the Miami Marlins and the Chicago Cubs. Miami plus 124 to plus 168. Chicago minus 137 to minus 150. So it does look like there's a 7.5 available here in this one. And this Miami team, just a disaster of a start to the season, and it hasn't been getting any better for them. Currently, 4-16 on the season. The Cubs 12-7 so far. The Cubs on a winning streak recently. They played very good at home as well. 6-1 at home this year. 5-1 in their last 6 games. They are playing great baseball right now. Jesus Luzardo on the mound for Miami. 0-2 in 4 starts with a 7.65 ERA, 21 hits, and 17 earned runs in 20 innings. So he has been giving up a lot of hits and a lot of earned runs. On the other side, Javier Assad for the Cubs. He's pitched very well so far. 2-0 in his 3 starts, 11 hits, only 4 earned runs, and 5 walks in 16.2 innings with 18 strikeouts. So the Cubs here have the pitching advantage, the hitting advantage, home field advantage. The Cubs. We're all over the Cubs today here in game 1, plus 135 on the run line. I may very well get to game 2 as well for the Cubs. I think they win both today. Dansby Swanson over 1.5 bases plus 160 here in this one. You might be asking, well, why aren't you taking Michael Busch? Because Busch doesn't hit lefties very well. He will be facing a righty in game 2, so I would expect Busch to play in game 2. I'm not sure if he plays in game 1 here, but we are taking Dansby Swanson. Hit in 14 of his last 18 games, multiple bases in 3 of his last 5. He's 3 for 8 with a double against Luzardo. So we'll go with Swanson here, who's been playing very well recently for the Cubs. And then Cubs minus 1.5, my premium play that I'm giving out on today's show. We'll move on along to our next game. It'll be a bit of a quicker show today, but that's all good. Houston Astros minus 172 to minus 180. Washington plus 145 to plus 157. 9.5s right across the board here. This one, I was leaning towards the Nationals yesterday. I really was looking at betting the Nationals, and I'm glad I stayed off because Verlander and the Astros getting the win in yesterday's game. Now they're going to be looking to win a second consecutive game here in this one. Ronel Blanco on the mound for the Astros. You can't ask for much better than what he's given you so far this year. 2-0 in 3 starts, 2 earned runs overall in 21 innings pitched, 6 hits, 9 walks, 16 strikeouts. He has been lights out for the Astros. Now facing Washington here. Trevor Williams on the mound for Washington, who's done pretty well. I don't think people would have expected. He's 2-0 in 3 starts with a 3.45 ERA. Now, you do have to look at who he's faced: Pittsburgh, San Francisco, and Oakland. So, not exactly three offensive powerhouses. Now he's going to have to face this Astros team, which is definitely not off to the best start this season overall. Um, when it comes to this game, no side, no total. We're going with Altuve. Over 1.5 bases, plus 115. I was a bit surprised at the price in this one, with how Altuve's been playing recently. I hit in 18 of his last 21 games, multiple bases in 6 of his last 9. So he's hitting the ball very well. 2 for 5 against Williams with 1 double and 1 home run. So both hits, extra base hits for Altuve. So we'll take him here to get 2 bases at plus money here in this game. Moving on along to our next one. We've got the New York Mets and the LA Dodgers. Here in this game, the Mets plus 150 to plus 162. The Dodgers minus 175 to minus 185. 9.5s right across the board in this game. On the mound for the Mets is Jose Butto? I have no idea, but Jose Butto, I'm going to say, who's done very well. Pitched in 2 games facing Detroit and Kansas City, going 6 innings in both. 1 earned run, 5 hits, 4 walks combined, with 15 strikeouts. So he's pitched very well so far. Facing Detroit and Kansas City, obviously now this Dodgers team is a step up, but this Dodgers team is not doing very well right now. They're in a bit of a funk, and this New York Mets team is coming in red hot. So something to keep in mind here. Gavin Stone, 7 hits, 3 earned runs against St. Louis in his first start. Then got smashed by the Cubs. 3 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned runs. A little bit better against San Diego, 5 hits, 2 earned runs. But he has been getting hit in each of his 3 starts. And we're going to go with the New York Mets prop. Harrison Bader, over 1.5 bases, plus 190. I'm really surprised at the price for this one. Harrison Bader, a hit in 7 of his last 8 games, multiple bases in 7 of his last 8 games, and multiple hits in 5 of his last 8 games. So he's just absolutely smashing the ball right now. I believe he went 4 for 4 yesterday, or 4 for 5. Just an amazing game for him yesterday. And just a ton of value here at plus 190 for him. Hitting so well right now. A lot of Mets players are hitting very well right now. And we'll take him. Harrison Bader over 1.5 bases at a nice plus 190 price here in this game. And to finish us off with the last game, Chicago White Sox plus 260 to plus 275. Philadelphia minus 300 to minus 350. 8s and 7.5s available here. Originally, I was looking at the Phillies. I wanted to take the Phillies run line, but obviously you can see with the price, minus 137 to minus 150. If you're new to watching the show, I don't go past minus 135. I have gone to minus 139 a couple times in the last year. So for me, my cutoff point is around minus 135, and minus 137 for a run line. It would have to be an extremely case for me to take that at that price. And although Zach Wheeler hasn't pitched horribly, he has yet to win a start. 0-3 in his 4 starts so far, losing his last 3 games: Cincinnati, St. Louis, and Pittsburgh. Is not playing overly horrible. 1 earned run in 6 innings against Cincinnati, 3 earned runs in 7 innings against St. Louis, 4 earned runs in 5 innings against Pittsburgh. So his last few starts have been getting a little bit worse each start. But obviously, Philadelphia has the advantages here over the White Sox. But at this price, I just can't take the Phillies. I can, however, take Trey Turner over 1.5 bases, which was somehow minus 105 yesterday, but it's plus 110 today. So not quite sure why the price is actually getting better to bet with the way Trey Turner has been playing each game. A hit in 16 of his last 19 games, multiple bases in 6 games in a row. He's 4 for 13 with 2 doubles against Mike Soroka. So no brainer here. Plus money, taking Trey Turner, who just continues to hit the ball very well for the Philadelphia Phillies right now. And that's it. That is today's show. Thank you everyone for watching. Hit the like and subscribe buttons if you enjoyed the show. My premium plays for today over on the site. There is a couple ones. Obviously, I gave out my Miami pick here. I do have a play in Arizona and San Francisco, as well as a play in the Blue Jays game later on tonight. And then my hockey play, but I'll be giving that out hockey show, which I'll be doing most likely within an hour or two. Latest 1 p.m. Eastern. That would be the latest. But stay tuned to the hockey show, which is coming up soon. Thank you, Terry. No problem, Billy. Thanks for watching. Yeah, a quiet chat today, but obviously some people weren't expecting the show to be at this time. But I wanted to get it out there right away on this Saturday morning. So thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you guys in the NHL show, which time is to be determined. So check that out on the channel. Thank you for watching, and best of luck today. And we'll see you on the next show.